All right. Part dose. All right. So here we go with part two here. All right. So let's get into. So first of all, baseball hot stove. Not really too much going on with that. Anthony Rizzo is going to re-sign with the Yankees. A bunch of people are going after Jose Abreu. Justin Verlander met with the Mets. They might not re-sign DeGrom. We'll kind of see what happens with that. But yeah, nothing too crazy going on. The Mariners traded for Teoscar Hernandez from Toronto, so we'll see how that goes. All right. Real quick to just NBA right now. I know the Rockets still suck. Let's take a quick look at the standings. Because once again, I should be keeping up with the NBA. I just haven't been. But in the East, Milwaukee's still leading the way there. They're 13-4. Or excuse me, no, Boston's leading the way. They're 13-4. Milwaukee 12-4. The Cavs still pretty good, 11-6. Pacers 10-6. Washington 10-7. Atlanta 10-7. Toronto 9-8. New York 9-9. Philly 8-8, and then Brooklyn 8-9. Those are your top 10 teams in the Eastern Conference. Out west, we've got Utah at 12-7. We've got Phoenix at 10-6. So is Denver. The Clippers are 11-7. Sacramento 9-6, and then New Orleans is 10-7. Memphis 10-7, Portland 10-7. The Mavs are 9-7, and the Timberwolves are 9-8. There's your top 10 for that. But the Golden State Warriors outside the top 10 right now. Golden State 8-10. They had just not been able to win on the road. They finally beat the Rockets, but they always beat the Rockets. But the Rockets actually made it close. Actually came from way behind and won that. But the Rockets are only 3-14, so they got the worst record I think in the league. Well, them and the Pistons. Pistons are 3-15. So those are the two worst teams that are out there. So there you go. All right. All right. I was gonna let that go out for a second. All right. So there's baseball and then basketball, NBA, and then NHL. Let's kind of go through the standings with that too, because once again, I haven't been really paying that much attention to it. But I'll give you an update, let you know who's good. Let's see, in the Eastern Conference. I'll just give you really good teams. I'll just give you like the top three here. Boston 17-2, Toronto's 10-5, Tampa's 11-7, and then let's see, New Jersey's 16-3, Carolina's 10-5, the Islanders are 12-8. All right, so those are kind of the top three. Everybody else is kind of middle of the road there. Western Conference, actually Dallas is leading the Western Conference. Look at that, 11-5. So is Colorado, the defending Stanley Cup champions. Winnipeg also 11-5. St. Louis 10-8. And then let's see, out in the Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights 15-4. The Kings 11-8. The Seattle Kraken 10-5. And Calgary's 9-7. Then everybody else is kind of like middle of the road, 500 or less, that sort of. So there you go with hockey. Okay. There you go. All right, as far as all that fun stuff goes. Okay. All right, let's go to NCAA football. Talk some college football. All right, so last week, the Navy beat number 20 UCF, Central Florida, 17-14. That was an upset. Michigan snuck by Illinois. Michigan ranked number 3. They snuck by Illinois 19-7. TCU remains undefeated. They beat Baylor 29-28, and that was a interesting game because they had no timeouts, ran the ball, and then the field goal unit came onto the field, and they just snapped it, kicked it as time expired, and ended up winning the game. It was actually pretty good, but that was the old, run the ball, get the offense off the field, get the field goal unit on the field, snap the ball, kick it, and they did. Guy hit it. TCU remains undefeated. Bama won. They beat them. They played Austin Peay, for crying out loud. Let's see. Florida State won. So Kansas State, Oregon State, Notre Dame. Nobody was playing anybody really. Number 1 Georgia beat Kentucky 16-6. Iowa State beat Maryland. Clemson beat Miami. Like I said, nobody was really playing anybody last week. Let's see. Georgia Tech did beat North Carolina. That was an upset because North Carolina was ranked number 13. And then the big upset, South Carolina all over Tennessee, 63-38. Number 5 Tennessee falls, and that will take them out of the playoff talk there. God damn it. I wasn't sucking hard enough. And then, number 14, Ole Miss lost to Arkansas, 42-27. Also, Oklahoma beat number 22, Oklahoma State, 28-13. Number 7 USC held on and beat number 16 UCLA 48-45. LSU won, Washington won, and then small upset, Oregon ranked number 12 beat number 10 Utah 20-17. All right, so this is what we got going on. I'm gonna try and relight this damn cigar. All right, let's see if we can get this puppy fired up here. I don't want that. There we go. All right. So this week in college football. All right. Let's see if we got anything. It is rivalry week. We've got Ole Miss taking on Mississippi State. Ole Miss ranked number 14. Let's see. NC State ranked number 24 taking on number 13 North Carolina. We got UCLA number 16 taking on California. We got Florida State. Florida State's ranked number 19. And then of course we got Georgia Tech. Georgia ranked number 1. And then we got the big rivalry at the Horseshoe. It is Michigan taking on number 3 Michigan taking on number 2 Ohio State. Then we've got South Carolina in Clemson. Let's see. Oklahoma State's playing for West Virginia. That's not a rivalry game. Then we got Alabama Auburn. We've got Oregon State. Oregon's 12. Oregon State's 23. Let's see. TCU's playing Iowa State, just so you know. They're ranked number 4. Utah, Colorado. And let's see here. We've got Penn State, Michigan State. We got LSU at A&M. UFC, South Florida. Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Notre Dame and USC. Kansas State. And then Washington State is your games this week. I know UT's playing, but I don't remember who the hell they're playing. They are playing... Oh, yeah, they're playing Baylor. Is that on Thanksgiving? 25th? Tomorrow's the 20... No, it's the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. All right, let's go to some NFL talk, shall we? Okay. So, let's go last week. All right. Thursday night football. Titans at Lambeau. Titans won at 27-17. Packers are just bad. Packers did beat Dallas last week, but the Packers are just bad. Titans ended up winning that game 27-17 on Thursday night football. Then my Commanders got over 500, and they are now 6-5, looking for that third wild card spot. And I was at that game. Just to let you know, I got club level seats. Club level seats are usually about $200, $250, something like that a piece. With service fees and everything off of StubHub, I got it for $70 a piece. And so I spent on 3 tickets. I spent $211. That's normally the price of 1 ticket for club level at NRG Stadium, and I got 3 tickets for the price of 1. Amazing. And there was a shit ton of Commander fans there. A shit ton. But the Commanders didn't look good, but, I mean, the Texans were horrible. And the Texans were bad. Also, the Commander defense got me 19 points in fantasy because I picked them up because they were playing the Texans. Dirty Birds beat the Bears 27-24. I'd like to thank the Bears. They won me some money. Barely. I had the Bears over 23.5 points for the total, and they had 17 in the first half, and all I needed was a touchdown to hit the over, and I'm like, I got this. They didn't score until the fucking fourth quarter, but they won me money. Bills beat the Browns in Detroit because of the snowstorm, 31-23, and if you didn't hear about that, Buffalo got 6 feet of snow dumped on it. It was nuts. If you haven't seen the pictures, but yeah, they wouldn't have been able to play in that. I mean, it was feet of snow, feet of snow. And so they played the game to Detroit. Bills won it 31-23. Bills will stay in Detroit as they will play the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. Eagles sneak one by the Colts. Now, of course, the Eagles lost to the Commanders on Monday Night Football and then almost laid an egg against the Colts as well, but the Eagles sneak it out, win 17-16. Patriots and Jets were tied at 3 for most of the game. Not a lot of excitement in that one, but the Patriots able to get a punt return for a touchdown, win that one 10-3. Saints beat the Rams 27-20. Stafford might have had another concussion. Cubs out. The Rams, they're not even going to make the playoffs. The defending Super Bowl champions are not going to make the playoffs. How crazy is that? That is just unfucking believable. All right. Lions go to New York, beat the Giants 31-18. I did not see that one coming. Barkley only got me like 2 points in fantasy. It was a rough fucking day. Taylor did me good, though, for the Colts. So I will say that. Ravens win it 13-3. Ravens just coming off the bye look like shit. I don't know what the fuck that deal was, but they still won, but that should have been a blowout. They won 13-3. Hope you had the under in that game. Raiders beat the Broncos in overtime 22-16. Cowboys all over the Vikings 40-3. Vikings just didn't show up, got their asses whipped. But the Vikings really aren't all that good. Bengals beat the Steelers 37-30, and then the Sunday night game was amazing. The Chiefs ended up winning at 30-27. Thank you, Patrick Mahomes, for your service to my fantasy team. But the Chiefs were down in that one. Basically, the Chargers came back. Chargers scored a touchdown to go up 27-24 in that game, and then I believe it was 27-24, I think, or 23. I think it was 27-23, actually. I think it was a 4-point lead. And then KC just comes down the field, scores. Yeah, it was 23. It was 27-23, so the Chargers come down, like I said, late, get a late touchdown to go up 27-23. Chiefs, fucking Patrick Mahomes, they come right back, score a touchdown, win at 30-27. And then the Monday night game, the Niners all over the Cardinals. Thank you, George Kittle, for your service to my fantasy team. They win 38-10. I am in first place by myself in my fantasy league. All right. Okay, and then to wrap this up, let's get into this week's games. All right. So we got week 12 coming up. All right. All right, got to get that one going. All right, Thanksgiving Day games. The 11:30 kick is going to be Buffalo at Detroit. At least Buffalo doesn't have to travel. They will be rested. Buffalo's a 9.5-point favorite in that game. I don't know what the over/under is. Let's see. Is it on here? This is just ESPN. I don't know if I got the over/under on this. Let's see. The over/under is 54. 54 for the over/under in that game. Might take, I don't know, man, that's tough. That's a lot of points, 54. I don't know, that might be a stay away for me. I mean, Buffalo should kick the shit out of Detroit, but yeah. Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys are actually 9-point favorites. Giants usually play the Cowboys pretty damn well. I take the Giants in the points. That's just me. They kick off at 3:30, and then the 7:20 game, Patriots at Vikings. Of course, the Vikings coming off that horrible loss to the who those people? The Cowboys, and the Patriots, of course, didn't score any points against the fucking Jets. Minnesota's 2.5-point favors. I'd take Minnesota in 2.5. I mean, they got to play better. They got to have a rebound game, don't you think? I mean, but it is Kirk Cousins on a Thursday, so you never know. He's not good in days that don't start with sun. So anyway, he has won on Thanksgiving night before. When I know he was in Washington, he won on Thanksgiving night. So yeah, Minnesota 2.5. Well, I take the 2.5. All right, and then the Falcons, the Dirty Birds, they're going to the Commanders. Washington right now 4-point favorites in that game. I just hope the Commanders win. We got to keep that third wild card spot. Bucks at Browns. Tampa's 3.5-point favorites. Bengals at Titans. Bengals are a 1.5 favorites over the Titans. That's interesting. Texans at the Miami. Miami are 13-point favorites in that one. Bears at Jets. Jets are 4.5-point favorites. Broncos at Panthers. Broncos 2.5-point favorites. Boy, howdy, the Broncos suck. Russell Wilson sucks. Panthers aren't good either. Ravens at Jaguars. Baltimore's a 4-point favorite. Chargers at Cardinals. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to be back for that game or not. Chargers right now 4.5-point favorites. Raiders at Seahawks. Seahawks are 3.5-point favorites at home. Rams at Chiefs. Chiefs are 14.5-point favorites against the Rams. Saints at Niners. Niners 9-point favorites against the Saints at home. Packers at Eagles. Eagles are 7-point favorites in that one. And then the Steelers at the Colts on Monday night. Colts 2.5-point favorites there. So there you go. There's your NFL. All right. That's all I got. I'm going to like 45 minutes today. So I'm going to let you go. Enjoy football Thursday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving Day. I'll be grilling. I'll be smoking a turkey and watching football like all of y'all. And we'll see you next week. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And cheers. Also, remember, don't forget, find me on Twitter at JJSportsShow63. That's at JJSportsShow63. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Get them the views. Give me some clicks. Get me up to 100 followers. And then that way, I can actually change my YouTube handle to actually Jolting Joe Sports Show. So just saying. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Cheers. All right. See you next week.